Hello, everyone. So, COVID-19, I must say that I've seen a lot of, you know, posts on social media about, persons making fun of COVID-19 and how it forced a number of us to isolate ourselves, spend more time at home. But personally, I think amidst all the downfalls of this epidemic, one thing I appreciate is that it slows us down in a good way. Some of us are usually so busy with our day-to-day activities that we neglect some of the things that are really important or should take precedence in our life. For example, spending time with our families. For those who have children, spending more time with our children. And in the meantime, managing the stress, the emotional distress of reduced income and uncertainty in terms of, job. Now, my heart particularly goes out to persons in the tourism sector, hotel workers, in whatever position you work in, whether you're a manager or you're a waiter or a housekeeper. You would have been affected significantly by this. You have the Juta and the J-Cal operators. Oh, I'm at home, so these guys riding with the bike, oh my word. Anyway, and you have this small, how can I leave out the small business operators who depend solely on walk-in customers? You have the hairdressers, the barbers, the vendors. Those categories of workers would have particularly, be feeling the impact of COVID-19 in terms of their finances. And for those who still have a job, you might be suffering, with the fact that your income would be reduced. Maybe you're asked to work less hours and so forth and so on. And sometimes for some persons who still have their jobs, but their spouse would have lost their job, maybe laid off or reduced income, it now calls on you to now be probably the person who was the breadwinner is no longer the breadwinner. So maybe the wife have to chip in a little more, spend a little more. And these are just some of the realities that, we are going to have to face probably for the next 3 months, 6 months, who knows, for the rest of the year. But amidst all this crisis, there is hope in terms of financial hope. I'm not here to preach about the apocalypse or anything like that. I'm talking about surviving COVID-19 from a financial perspective. Now, there are two things I'm going to talk about. One, what we can do for ourselves, and two, the resources or the help that is available for us from various financial institutions. Now, today I was reading something that was sent to me from PSOJ, Private Sector Organization of Jamaica, and they made some very good points as to how you can go about getting help financially. Now, most of us would have been, would have borrowed and have ongoing credit arrangements with our respective financial institutions. And you might be worried, oh, will your house go into foreclosure? Bank is going to come and seize your property, and so on and so forth. There's help. Most, if not all, the article I read today, I think Scotiabank, NCB, CIBC, JN, just to name a few, they are offering moratoriums, payment breaks, waiver fees. And I was happy to see my credit union among those financial institution giants offering those same benefits to our members. Now, what is a moratorium really? And how can you get a moratorium? How can you benefit from a moratorium? Well, a moratorium is really a payment holiday or a payment break for a stipulated period of time, to be determined, of course, by your financial institutions. And in some cases, it's assessed or determined based on the need of the client if the institution is doing it on a case-by-case basis. Now, what you need to know about a moratorium is that your interest is still accumulating. So the bank is not going to freeze the interest, or they're not going to stop it now and say, okay, don't pay any interest until June or July. The income, the interest is still being accumulated on your loan. So what it does, it is not pausing the interest, but deferring the interest payment to a later date. Now, Do you need a moratorium? I would say for persons who are still employed, if you don't have to take it, don't take it. Because you might end up in a financial bind 3 months down the line when you have to pay back all those interest. Now,